And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV. I'm your host, Nick Legato, and boom, we're in a battle. Okay, so here's the deal with this battle. I hate these battles, I really do. Let's throw up fake tears, which pretty much debuffs the enemy party. But here's what makes these enemies tough. The floating balls of fire in the front row are actually going to be cured by a Fire 2 spell. The already currently existing undead that are out on the battlefield are actually immune to, pretty much, are not very damaged. They're not damageable easily by ice. So it makes it a very tough way to balance. You have to balance your attack scheme in a way that you will not heal the either of the enemies. Because as you saw, I healed that enemy there. Luckily, I have not attacked any of those spirits, so as long as I don't attack them, they're not really a threat. It's not a big deal if they get healed through magic. So. As you can see, Cecil can kill some enemies up on the mountain, but not a lot. I think he'll do mediocre damage to the bloody bone, as opposed to what a fire spell would do. Well, that's not too bad. Actually, I'm thinking of the zombies. There's lots of zombies on the mountain who are actually immune to my attacks. And there's an interesting one. Okay, so the Lilith. The little thing going on with the Lilith. The Lilith, surprisingly, has a very, 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 very rare drop. What it is, I keep forgetting because it only happened to me once. And I told somebody, yeah, I got this weird item, and then they just totally, like, went berserk for, like, 30 minutes. They're like, oh my god, really? Ugh. And I was just like, okay. So just a heads up, there is some good stuff in them there hills. And then I was told later that people have come here and grinded for days trying to get that drop, and I just honestly, to me, I heard it was decent. I forgot what it was. You can look it up online, I'm sure, if you really care that much. But it was like kind of decent, but it wasn't worth all that time. It really isn't. Ooh, wow, I'm paralyzed. But we're gonna have to use a spell here. I think Liliths are technically ice-based, so an ice attack will work. Well, reptile. No, but... oh well. Let's just use a fire. There we go. It's weak against fire, too. Got a lot of experience, though, that's for sure. So, but this mountain is probably, in my opinion, the hardest dungeon we've come across to date. So you do need to be kind of weary and careful as you scale the mountain. You know, take your time. Don't rush. You know, make sure you're healed up. Don't rush into things. You know, just be patient. You'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there, all right. And here's another ensemble of spirits. Now, excuse me. God, I can't help it. We can try using a cure spell, but I think the spirits will actually not take damage. They'll actually be healed, which kind of defeats what I was trying to do. Yeah, but it hurts the skeletons a little. Not very well. And what I'm doing is I'm strengthening up Palom. And hopefully by his next turn I'll just have him throw out an Ice 1 spell. Which is also one of the secrets to surviving the mountain. It saves you MP because the strengthen spell's like ice and a half, really. So it does pretty good damage when you use it. So let's check it out here. It works, kinda. I still think the dominant strategy is to have Cecil take care of the spirits and let Palom and Forum work on the undead. Like the real undead, the undead that actually get hurt by items. I mean hurt by like fire in the normal. We're going to take the iron arrows off and put on some holy. Which, attack-wise, are significantly stronger, but more importantly, a lot of the enemies up here are weak to those arrows. Specifically the spirits and the skeletons, surprisingly. So let's give it a shot and see how it does, see? And that right there is going to make a lot of these battles start to really lighten up. I'm eating dinner at the same time, so I do apologize. Because as you can see, a simple fire spell will pretty much take care of almost any enemy on the mountain. Other than the ones that absorb it, or there is an enemy up here that has no weaknesses. I forget the name of it, though. I'm sure we'll see him. Let's keep walking here, and another battle ensues. And there's a new enemy, a ghoul, hiding off in the back. Now, Cecil will do pretty much no damage whatsoever to the ghoul, so there's no point in bothering. Porum and Palom are the only ones that can really do some nasty damage to him. So, let's go with an AoE fire spell to kill off these weaker skeletons. Yeah, and Cecil could probably take out the other bloody bone. Die. No, actually no. Now we don't want to waste Palom's magic because we still got some distance to cover before we get to the top of the mountain here. So that'll be sufficient, and then we'll have Forum attack the ghoul, which she missed. Figures. That's what I'm talking about. 1 damage, yeah. You definitely cannot kill zombies on this mountain. Oops, I'm attacking myself, aren't I? Oops. Got kind of excited. It's okay. And the battle is won. Those holy arrows help so much. Let's see. That's good enough. Good enough for jazz. Let's keep walking. What is this noise? Hey, we know that guy. Hey, Grandpa, how's it going? How's it hanging? Wrinkly and slightly to the left. You don't say. Medio, huh? Will you Tella, the ancient sage of awesomeness? Call him Master Tella. You're so rude. Yeah, but, you know, black mages usually are rude. I mean, they kick ass. Come on. Talk about Palom and Forum blowing their cover. Well, Palom's the one blowing the cover. They died, yes, and Rosa was captured by Golbez. You can obviously see Tella has realized, you know, maybe he was kind of a dick for being such a... to Gilbert. Maybe he was kind of a dick to Gilbert. You don't say. That spell is dangerous. If someone who has lived as long as I have tries to cast it, or lives as long as he has, yes, I am old, but even if it means losing my life, I will avenge my daughter. Gotta love heroes that do crap like that. Such a pain in the ass. Yeah, that was censored. And I agree. I really do agree that, just to give some, you know, I don't really go into words of wisdom about life, liberty, and the pursuit of cocktails, but I will give one about vengeance and killing yourself to avenge someone. You really want to respect someone, you really want to do them justice, live as long as you can, and make sure they're always remembered, and do all that stuff, you know, that's involved in that. You know, don't end your life or do anything that would jeopardize your life. Live your life to the fullest, because that's what the person who died would have wanted you to do. So put that in your pipe and fucking smoke it. Any order is probably fine. I mean, I'm just being awkward, but yeah, that works too. So let's go into Tella's gear here. He's got a Gaia robe, so actually you only need 2, but that's the reason why we got more than that. Because I forget what he came up here with. We want to get a triangle on him. And staff-wise, he doesn't use arrows. He uses rods and staves. And really, the healing is the best option, just because it is. I think if you attack enemies with it on the mountain who are undead, they will actually lose lots of health because it's a healing rod. So, but we've got another mage. Now, Tella is pretty weak, though. He's only got the Cure 2, and he's got the level 1 fire spell, the level 1 elemental spells. It's not like Porum, who has fire level 2. So we need to use, you know, so either way, Tella's more of a nice supplement than scaling the mountain. He's going to be great for battles like this, where it's all undead, and just have between the 2 of them, they can cast Fire 1. Now, unlike Palom, Tella has the ability to recover his MP using Osmosis. So now, it's very rare that you get any decent amount of MP, but it's better than nothing. Now, if I'm not mistaken, though, however, Tella does have the stronger base magic stats, so... I forget if it's more likely that... I don't know, never mind. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not going to use Palom's magic this time to finish him off. I'm going to use Tella's, because we are kind of coming down to the wire on the twins, and I want to save their MP, especially Fire 2 in case of an emergency. Let's go ahead and use Fire. And actually, I wonder if Dark works on ghouls. I don't remember if it does. Or the Dark Sword skill. There's a good chance that it works very nicely. Yeah, they're still alive. Okay, we'll try it out. Well, no we won't. We'll just kill these guys. Try it in another battle. Actually, I should have had them do 1-by-1s, but I wanted 1-on-1 fires, but I didn't. The other thing, though, is if you have a huge amount of money, what you can do is actually buy bow and arrows for Palom as well, if you really want. And by doing that, you can kill almost all the enemies on this mountain very, very easily just by shooting them with holy arrows, because, yeah, they'll be dead by the time you run out. You'll be able to do this mountain like 5 times over. Okay, here's a great place for... Palom or Tella to maybe shine a little bit. Let's see if it works. Let's just have Porum defend here. One of the things we can alleviate as an issue is we can have him focus on a soul. Yeah, see, they're not really that weak against both of them. Not as weak as I was hoping. So, new strategy, fire 1s on the zombies, and then have Porum take these enemies out with the arrows. Nothing like eating some Hot Pockets. Let's see, and since we know that Cecil does no damage really to them, he may as well just fight that spirit. Okay, we're good. Let's try this out, Tella. See if you're any good at doing this. Probably not. We'll see. Beer. Yeah, he's still kind of shitty at doing that. Let's do a Dark Wave. I don't remember if the Dark Wave does, because I normally don't use it. Meh, it's better than the 1 damage he's been doing. So I guess it is worth using. The idea is to do no more than 10 MP a battle per mage. Anything more than that's pushing our luck with what we can get away with MP-wise before we start getting into trouble. So we'll see after the battle. Alright, and we're moving. But technically, I hate to break it to you, we're almost to the top of this mountain, so we don't have much further to go. And we've received a whole bunch of ethers as well. And since you haven't seen it, I figured I'd show you the hardest battle that's up here on the mountain, which is this battle here. This is a Fire 2 worthy battle. By all means, just go for it, even though I'm kind of overkilling. Fire 2 should be sufficient enough to kill everything except for the the Reverence? Whatever. The Revenants, I'm sorry. They should kill everything but the Revenants with the Fire 2 spell, but using this Cure 2 buffer to take them out should actually isolate them so I can do more damage, and I'm going to heal myself here. There we go. Since I Dark Wave, then I really didn't need to. Now we just wait until Palom gets his Fire 2 spell off. And boom, they're gone. That's one of the few battles where I would say go ahead and use a Fire 2. You know, no reason, really no reason not to. Hey, Cecil gained a level 2. No reason not to do it, so just go for it. You can't go wrong. Okay, so Palom's tapped out of MP, which is not a big deal. We're almost to the top. It wasn't me, I swear. It was the one-armed bandit. Alright, so let's go ahead and use a tent since we are in dire need of one. We may even have to use 2. So, you know, keep that in mind. That may be something we have to deal with. How many ethers do I have? I'll just use an ether. But everybody else is good, so let's go ahead and save. Because tents are costly. And ethers, you notice I don't really use them very often. I usually never have a reason to. So that's why I'm doing it now. Using one now. Okay. Let's keep moving. Because we're almost to the top. There you go again. It's not me, damn it! The evil presence. I'm happy. Very happy. Killing makes me happy. And there is Scarmiglione. And I'm your guide to hell. And I'm for one of Lord Golbez's 4 emperors. Scarmiglione of Earth. It is time. It's time for my precious undeads to feast upon you. Okay, so obviously these are a bunch of undeads. How are we going to deal with undeads? They make it sound so hard. Let's open up with Fake Tears, which is a great skill that Porum can do. And we're going to open this battle up with a Fire 2. And Fire 2 is pretty much going to eliminate a lot of the enemies that are out there. We'll have Tella just use an individual fire attack on Scarmiglione, which, as you can see, even in this translation, they couldn't put the E in there. Skullnant is gone, which is a special, it's not a Revenant. It's not. In the initial game, statistically, a Revenant and a Skullnant are 2 different enemies. Knowledge is power. Bolt. Ow. Jackass. Now that we've killed off all of them, don't use Fire 2 anymore. Don't. You don't need to. To finish off this guy, not even necessary. Fire 1 is sufficient. For the rest of this battle, Fire 1 should be all you need to finish this sucker off. From both of your black mages, from Tella and Palom. And then what you have Porum do is just throw up a Cure 1 every once in a while to counter the lightning bolts you're getting hit by. Should be sufficient. Alright. Though we don't heal a lot, it's not a lot of damage he's been doing, other than casting Bolt on us multiple times. Let's see. Fire. Fight. Firefight. He should be almost dead, so like I said, as stated earlier, he's not a hard battle. One thing we could try and do is osmosis him too, just to drain his MP even more. Because every enemy does, I believe, still have a finite amount of magic, have a finite amount of MP. So we just drain that. He's gonna have a lot, so he's a boss. Not a strong one, but he is a boss, nonetheless. If we really want to end it, we could just throw fire 2 and just instantly end this battle, but I have more sense than that. No, not sense. I have more... No, never mind. As you can see, it is drawing the battle out a little longer than necessary, which is kind of a burden on Porum for the healing. But remember, we've got Hela, who's just as capable and can osmosis the enemy whenever we need it. So, again, not a big deal. If anything, I should have him do it twice in a row and then osmosis it, and by then this thing should be dead. Scarmiglione should be dead. As you see, though, he's not very threatening. He just seems to use Bolt over and over again, like ad nauseum. It's breaking apart. And so we won that battle pretty easily. He wasn't so tough. Let's go ahead and use potions to heal up the little bit of damage that he did do. Oops, that was a waste. MP-wise, we are actually not too bad. Palom should have not gone under 90 MP, but it's just the way it is. But here's what we're going to do now. If you've never played this game before, you will not know to do this. But since we have, I have, and probably many of you watching have, you will check this part out. You notice I swapped the rows. I put my mages in the front row and put Cecil in the back. Because we get back attacked instantly in the next battle against the real form of Scarmiglione. I cannot let you... Big evil monster. Nothing we can't handle, guys. Nothing we can't handle. Let's go ahead and have Cecil fight, because that's what he'll be good at. Now, Tella, it's tough to decide what to do with Tella. Tella is going to be our support healer. Well, we need to throw up fake tears. We need to fight some more. This startles the enemy, weakens him a little bit. His defense goes down, I think. Just slightly. That'll help Cecil a bit. But more importantly, we need to strengthen and then use Fire 2 on him. So, and like I said, Tella is just really backup at this point. So let's just have him blink our other mages, our weaker mages. Specifically Palom, because if Palom goes down, we're going to be in... It's hard to recover. And by making him near invincible, it will be easier to manage. Let's throw up Protect, which is always a good spell to use, because his melee can hurt too, so... And Blink is one heck of a neat spell. Alright, he's buffed. Let's go with Fire 2. Attack. And we'll have Tella blink some more. Probably Porum, because that's our healer. Because even if Porum dies, as long as Palom's alive doing that kind of damage, we'll be okay. Suck gas and become a zombie. I don't think you actually turn into a zombie, but it does poison the party. Luckily, I think we made it out pretty nicely here. Let's go ahead and slow Scarmiglione, if we can. Tella use Blink on himself and then Blink on Cecil. And really, this will keep you alive pretty easily. There's a lot of strategies to beating this guy, and this is just one of a few, one of many, really. Okay, so we did that. Ouch. And now we blink Tella. The other option too is to hit him with Twin Magic, but I've never found really a great use for Twin Magic. The other thing we could also do is Berserk Cecil, but that's kind of overkill, so let's not do that. We don't really want to do that too much. I have seen people do it, and I have seen great things come from it. You know, the Cecil becomes more of a powerhouse melee-wise, but you don't need that kind of strength. You don't need it to win this battle. As you can see, I'm not doing it to win this battle, which usually implies you don't need to do it either. Let's put Blink back on. As you can see, the battle's already over. And remember, in the Japanese version, this is hard mode we're playing on too. The US version is actually an easier mode, and even if you beat the game, it never changes. Now, if you buy the PlayStation Remake, or there's a Game Boy Advance one too, I believe there's hard modes on those that are optional. But in this version, it's a hard mode. So, you know, these enemies are tough. Haha, you're falling. No, you're not falling into darkness. You're falling off a bridge, punk. That's what you get, fool. For messing with the big N. Nick Legato. Don't you forget it. Ah. Damn it, I knew I forgot to do something. Ah. Grr. I did it again. This is one of the places where you actually want to unequip Cecil. And I totally just, zoned out again. I'm so worried about running out of time in every episode. If you're playing through and you're watching this video, make sure you unequip Cecil of all of his equipment. It's money. It's extra money. Yes, that's right. Cecil dies. No, he doesn't die. He turns into a paladin. I remember reading an article in Japanese that said that there were 5 designs to Cecil's paladin form, and that's why you see the golden version of the Dark Knight. It's not the transformation, it's the actual, one of the ideas they went with was a golden version of Cecil, but slightly different. But the hell's happening, Mr. Cecil? And as you can see, we are thrown into a nasty battle. He's attacking. Stay back, this fight is mine alone. In order to atone for my past, I must conquer my own darkness. Booyah. And this is a very famous concept of battle. He's in the back row, which already makes it really nice. That's where we want him to be. Now, here's the thing. We have to survive this battle. The one thing we do have on our side is cure, so we're going to constantly be curing ourselves through this battle. I don't want to take a chance, number one. And number two, there's a good chance that in the hard mode version of this game, he will kill us. So we want to prevent that from happening at all costs by constantly curing ourselves, and then if we need be, use potions, and then go into a defense stance. As long as it, do whatever it takes to stay alive. Now, somebody asked me, does the Dark Knight battle in the American version, does he do this dark attack? I forget. It's been, like I said, it's been a long time since I played either of the originals. But I believe that he does do the attack. This attack in the original Final Fantasy. He doesn't do a melee, I don't think. So you do actually see that animation, I think. But you yourself, in the American version of the game, can actually never do that skill. But if they didn't, then he just does melee. I know that for a fact. It's either that or melee. And I honestly don't remember. It's been such a long time. And I feel bad for not remembering. And Cecil became a paladin and we lost our dark armor. No! What's this feeling? It seems so familiar. What is that voice? Oh, Master Tella. Master Tella? Beginning to remember all of his spells. That's a big deal. Tella's remembered all of his spells. It's been Black Magic Medio. Sweet. Unfortunately, Medio costs 99 MP. Tella, under no circumstance, ever learns more than 90 MP. No matter, even at level 99, his MP never grows above 90. People have actually done that because they have no social life. I know people who've done it, who have leveled him to 99. Eventually, I even think he stops kind of growing too, but I'm not sure. In the Game Boy Advanced version, per se, anytime you could use any of these characters by in-game. Just to give you a heads up. Oh, I'm not going to say any more. You haven't gotten far enough that warrants me to say more. So we need to change the rows here, but we're going to equip Cecil. He comes with the Legend Sword, which is pretty darn strong, but he has no armor. This is why we bought armor. This is solely why we bought all that expensive Paladin armor in town. We could put a Gaia robe, but 17 and 6 compared to 25 and 6, he gets the Knight armor and the Gauntlet, thus making him a tanking machine. But he's not quite. He's only half a tanking machine. I want to show you one battle, just one battle that we get into, and I'm going to show you how we make him a tanking machine. So wait till we get in a battle here. I'm just going to pick any random battle. Any battle will show my point. Here's the deal. Oh, this is a good one too. Okay, so we get the first strike. Let's open up with let's end it with a quick one so you guys can see. Fire 2. Everybody's healed fully, I believe, as well, which is nice. So Fire 2 will have her hit the Revenant, which should kill every enemy here. So, yes, it did. Okay. And now Tella has fire too as well. 522 experience. Okay, let's watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gained 5 levels in a battle. Why? Because he starts at level 1. Not a joke. He starts at level 1. So here's what we've got to do. While we are on the mountain here, is a great place to level Cecil. It's one of the final grind sessions we'll ever do. There are optional ones later that we may undergo if for any reason we need those extra levels, but right now we don't. And I don't foresee us needing to do it in the future. Here's the deal. We've got to get Cecil to around level 20, maybe even 22. That's push. 22 is the maximum. I've been able to get by with 18 as well, but we've got to get him up levels. And it won't take very long. It'll take maybe an hour to get him to 22, maybe, So it is one of these things we're going to do. So on the next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy 4, we're going to get Cecil up levels. Now, one of the other tricks really quick to leveling Cecil is once he gets to about level 15 to 18, kill off Tella, kill off maybe, or actually better yet, kill off Palom and Porom and keep Tella. And just level with Tella and Cecil, and then eventually kill off Tella and just level with Cecil. That's really your best strategy for leveling him up really fast, like in under 10 minutes, if you really want to level him that quickly. So anyway, we'll see you on the next episode when we are all settled. You may also want to take this time too to reorganize Tella the Sage's spells, because he's got a lot of new spells. We'll see you then.